Hello, Facebook land. This is Cedric Jenkins coming to you live from Montgomery, Alabama. And I typically don't do live videos, or I do live videos, but I'm mostly doing them in training. But I felt compelled this morning to do a live one out to the general public. Here's the thing. I want everybody to jump on and hear my voice this morning. Let me start off by saying or making this disclaimer. This video is going to make some folks uncomfortable. I'm just going to let y'all know right up front, this video is going to make some folks uncomfortable. And if it does, by all means, make your comments and then find the unfriend button, because this is going to make some folks uncomfortable, what I'm about to say. All right? So let me start off by saying this. If you're living and breathing, what you should know or what you should understand is you need to know and be familiar with your surroundings, because your surroundings give you clues to help you survive and thrive while you're living. Okay? Your environment is going to give you clues to help you thrive and survive while you're living. So what do I mean by all that? All right. You have to start understanding and start watching what's going on with current events. And if you haven't been watching the news, there are a lot of things that are going on, particularly with our new administration within the first 100 days. All right. Let me tell you what's going on. You have this China relationship that's brewing, could eventually turn into a war. You have the talks about building a wall on the border. And then now, here recently, for the past few days, we're talking about a new tax plan. Now, what do all three of those events have in common? It has you in common. You as the taxpayer. Okay? Let me get into that. So we already know about China. Okay? We know that there's this relationship with China that we got to fix. And if we don't fix it, we actually go into war. Wars are not free. Wars have to be funded. Okay? Where does the funding come from? From a working capital fund. Where does the working capital fund comes from? It comes from taxpayers. Okay? That's where the working capital fund, that the federal budget, it's a pot where taxpayer pay into from paying taxes. So in order for this administration to support a war financially, they have to be able to afford it. And the only way they're going to be able to afford it is to have money in the working capital. Well, guess who's paying for the war? You as the taxpayer, us as the taxpayers. Okay? So just know that if that was to happen, taxes is going to be paying for it. Let's talk about the wall they're talking about building for that border. All right? Who gonna pay for that? Taxpayers gonna pay it. Taxpayers gonna pay it. Every time we get our paycheck, a portion of it, a large portion, which is about 33%, is going into a working capital fund for the federal government. And that money is going to be used or repurposed for whatever they want to do with it. Right? Whatever they want to make priority. All right? Now, past couple of days, we've been seeing and hearing news break about Trump's proposed tax plan. Now, look, for some of y'all, that might be breaking news for you. But for me and my other business colleagues, it's not, because of the fact we are conditioned to understand our surroundings. And because of the fact when we do, now we're in a proactive mode to where now if it was to come to play, we know how to plan and be ready for it. And everybody who's watching this need to do the same thing. listen, let me talk about this Trump proposed tax plan. All right. Do not get caught up in the proposed tax plan saying that it's going to put more money into the taxpayer's pocket. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. Let me explain why. Okay. In the proposed tax plan, you're seeing a lot of cuts. Okay. You're seeing a lot of cuts. He's raising a few things, but he's also cutting a lot of things. Where I'm going with this, let's start off with the current tax bracket that we have now. Well, that tax bracket is going to be collapsed. Okay, it's going to be collapsed to 3 tax brackets. Right now, I think it's 7 or 8. It's going to be collapsed to 3 tax brackets. When that happens, do everybody remember the head of household filing status? Okay. In this proposed tax plan, that is going away. That's a $9,300 tax incentive for individuals who have children, that have children and provide 50% of the care for their children. Well, guess what? You will no longer get that tax savings or that tax incentive in this proposed tax plan. So if you got 3 children, I want you to understand this. If you got 3 children, you will not get or be having that head of household filing status in Trump's new proposed tax plan. All right. You'll still get the child tax credit as long as they're your children and you can prove it. And you provide 50% of the care and they under the age of 17. You'll still continue to get the child tax credit. The earned income credit, you'll still get the earned income credit, okay, as long as you do not earn $47,000 or more. The minute you hit the $47,000 threshold as far as total wages, you do not qualify for the earned income credit. All right. Now, what else is he cutting? Well, if you're a mortgage owner, all right, in his proposed tax plan, you'll no longer be able to claim mortgage interest rate, mortgage insurance premiums, and property tax. These are things that we're claiming now in our proposed tax plan. I mean, in our current tax plan, but in the proposed tax plan, that's being cut. Okay, that's being cut. So so what it boils down to is this: if the proposed tax plan was to happen, the only tax incentive or the only tax savings that you're going to get is charitable contributions. Now, if you're not a faithful tither, right, or if you're not a type of person that donates or into charity giving, guess what? You won't even have that as a tax savings. So now where are you going to go to get tax savings? You already lost the head of household, right? And if you're not and you about to lose the mortgage tax incentive if you're a mortgage owner. If you're a renter, you don't have that tax savings no way. And then now you just stuck with charitable contributions. So if you're not a faithful tither, or you don't donate, or if you don't believe in charity giving, then where's your tax savings going to come from? Where's your tax savings going to come from? I'm telling y'all, know the time, know the signs of time. There's your environment gives you clues all the time, and we just omit them because we get stuck in distractions. We get stuck in distractions, and we allow distractions to put us in a situation that we shouldn't be in. Okay? Distractions do what distractions supposed to do. Keep you from getting to your destiny. That's what distraction does. It derails you. All right? It derails you. Now, for the past couple of days, we've been talking about the tax plan. Let me go a little bit further. In the tax plan, all right, Donald Trump has lowered the corporate tax on business income. So what that simply means is this. Now business owners get to keep more of their money. Okay? Why? If you listen to the U.S. Treasury Secretary, all right, his thing is jobs, 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 jobs. We want to generate jobs. We want to stimulate the economy with more jobs. Okay. Yes, that's true. Why is that? Because they need more taxpayers. They need more taxpayers. Okay? Remember now, taxpayers feed into the working capital. Taxpayers feed into the working capital. All right? So, yes, they want to stimulate jobs and help business owners do that by lowering the corporate tax business income. So now if the business owners are getting more money back into their balance sheet, then now they're able to fund more jobs or create more jobs. Well, creating more jobs is good, right? But guess what that really does? It feeds into the bigger picture of them wanting more taxpayers, so that way they can get more working capital. They got to build a working capital because there are some things they trying to do. They trying to build a wall. They trying to fund a war. All right? And they doing it off of our blood, sweat, and tears. Now, I don't know about y'all. Okay? I don't know about y'all. But if I'm out here earning my money, I should see most of it if it's gonna be off my blood, sweat, and tears. If you all are comfortable with giving your money away off of your blood, sweat, and tears to go build a wall or go fund a war, go right ahead, because it is your money. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. I'm just trying to tell you what's happening with your money and why you're not seeing it. Why you're not seeing it. So while we sitting around here, here's the thing. Our priorities is not intact. Our financial priorities is not intact. And I just did a post the other day. When you overlook your financial priorities, it'll put you in financial poverty. See, here's what's happening. See, we quick to go run and watch a sitcom, Empire, and the floods be timed, the flood line, the timelines on the Facebook be flooded out with play-by-play instance on that show, right? We watching Empire for the wrong reasons, because it can teach you something if you really have the right intent and the right perspective, right? You're watching folks showing you how to build an empire. But that ain't the lesson that we're getting from that show. We worried about who's doing what, who's doing who. And we missed the whole message. And because of the fact that our financial priorities are not in place, we got folks watching an empire from a hut. Let me just say that again. Our financial priorities are not in place to where we got people watching empire from a hut. Something wrong with that picture. You barely meeting your bills. You barely got your lights on. You barely got your cable bill on, internet, whatever the case may be. You barely meeting your necessities. But we worried about watching Empire. But we doing it from a hut. Come on, y'all. We have people out here, me and my colleagues out here, been trying to give value to folks to let you know a storm is coming. As a matter of fact, a storm ain't coming because we going through a financial storm already. What I'm trying to tell y'all is a tsunami is coming. We already going through a storm. We sitting here trying to figure it out. But you got folks trying to share this information and tell you something is coming, but you let distractions deter you from it. I've shared this information to some folks, and the response I get said, it don't speak to me. It don't speak to my situation. Newsflash, it does speak to you, and it does speak to your situation. Why? Because you living in this society and you pay taxes. Whether you pay taxes as a wage income earner or business owner or an investor, if you living in this society and you pay taxes, this information speaks to you. Let me go a little bit further. It speaks to your future generations. Why? Because they're going to be born into this. They're going to be born into this. So it just doesn't speak to you and your situation. It speaks to your future. It speaks to your future generations. So this is beyond you. You got to look. You have to look at things that goes beyond you. And so my grandma used to always say, you got to stop being narrow-minded. And see, right now we being narrow-minded because we just thinking about self. It ain't about self. It's about other people around us. There's a bigger picture. Y'all need to wake up, because there are some signs that's been given to you all to let you know that you need to do something different. You need to do something different. Right now, what we doing is not getting us to where we need to be. We stuck in a puddle. We supposed to be going through a stream, because streams take us to places, not a puddle. When you drop a rock into a puddle, all it does is just ripples in place. We supposed to be flowing through streams. That ain't what we doing right now. That ain't what we doing right now. But yet, all we want to do is go through the norm, allow the distractions, put us in situations to where now we wait until we get that crisis, and then now we looking for help. Instead of being proactive, we rather be reactive. And by the time you be reactive, it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. So the choice is yours, folks. The signs, first of all, stay in tune of what's going on around you. Because if you ain't staying in tune with what's going on around you, you ain't gonna change your situation. You ain't gonna fix your situation. Stay in tune with what's going around you, because the signs all around you. The signs are all around you. But you stuck in distractions. You're stuck in distractions. And as long as you stay stuck in distractions, you're going to stay in that OODA loop. And that's a whole nother conversation of the word OODA loop. Okay? Just know, if you want to change your situation, you're going to have to get some new information, apply it to get some new results. Because the things that you're doing right now ain't cutting it. The things that you're doing right now ain't cutting it. Now, what's happening in the background is there are some things that are being cut, like your tax savings. And as long as the tax savings are being cut, your income's going to be cut. See, think about it. If taxes is being taken out of your payroll, at least 33%, you just lost 33% buying power. So how are you going to go out and support your lifestyle when you just lost 33% of your buying power to taxes? Right off the cuff. No question asked. It's just a little piece of paper to tell you we done took 33%. So what do we typically do when we lose buying power? Well, culture has conditioned us to go get it on credit. Yep, we go pull out those plastic credit cards and we go say, I ain't got the money, I'll make payments on it through a form of credit card. Yep, taxes done set you up for that. So believe it or not, if you got debt, folks, it ain't totally your fault. Just know that partially it's the government fault. Why? They done snatched 33% from your paycheck. But you ain't in no position to say stop doing it, because you're in the wrong tax system. You need to be in a better tax. You need to be in a different tax system. Now, excuse what I'm about to say. You need to be in a different tax system, because the tax laws are written for business owners and investors. Why? Because business owners create jobs, and when they create jobs, now they got employees. Now when you got employees, guess what the employees doing? They pay taxes. They pay taxes. And all your earnings, 33% of it, goes to a working capital fund for the federal government to go build a wall, to go fund a war in China, to go do whatever. But it's off your blood, sweat, and tears. I want you to think about it. It's off your blood, sweat, and tears. Shouldn't that money go to your future generation instead of a wall? Shouldn't your money go to your future generation instead of funding a war? But we stuck around here with distractions have us paying for those things and not know it. And not know it. But we're sitting around here struggling financially, watching Empire from a hut. Y'all got to stop this foolishness. I'm telling y'all, this video gonna make somebody uncomfortable. If it does, I hope you go take yourself into action, because we need to fix some things, and it starts with us individually. Then when we fix it individually, then let's talk about fixing some things collectively. But here's what I'm about to tell you, and then I'm about to go. Those tax laws that we're living in, that we've been living in for decades, ain't gonna change. We need to learn them. They ain't gonna change. Now, there are exceptions to everything, and so let me just put the disclaimer out there of the exception. This proposed tax plan of Trump's more than likely will get passed because it fuels capitalism. It supports capitalism. And capitalism only simply means create jobs to put folks to work so we can get 33% of their money. I'm just going to say this. That ain't nothing but another form of slavery. Sorry. And if you buy into that, then I don't know what else to tell you. All I'm trying to tell you is pay attention to the signs of your environment. Because if you don't, you're going to be stuck in the situation that you're in. All right? So I hope y'all found value from this. If you didn't, that's cool. I'm not here for popularity. I'm here for prosperity. All right? And I simply am just trying to empower folks that wants to make a change in their life, trying to figure out how to make a change and want to get out of their situation. But you can't do it with the current thinking that you have. You won't be able to change with the current thinking that you have. You're going to have to obtain some knowledge that's never been given to you and apply that knowledge. All right. We have people that's saying, give me some information. Give me some information. We're being taught with some stuff, or people are sharing you with some information all the time. Right. But we never do anything with the information. We never do anything with the information. Give me the information. Give me the information. Give me the information. You get the information, and what happens to the information? It goes to stalemate because you sitting on it. Just know you sitting on when you sitting on information, you sitting on your success. All right? Just know when you get information and when you sit on it, you sitting on your potential success. And if you cool with that, that's on you. Okay? That's on you. So I just want to drop this knowledge on here. I didn't mean to get on here and be long, but I put the disclaimer out there to let y'all know this video is going to make some folks uncomfortable. And if it does, by all means, go unfriend me. But if you found the value in this video and say, look, I need to change, then by all means, make a conscious effort in changing. Understand the signs of what's going on around you. There are signs all over the place. There are signs all over the place. If you're watching the news, it'll let you know what's going on. If you're watching the news. But most of us are caught up in empire. We watching empire from a hut. Stop that. All right, I'm gone. This is Cedric Jenkins coming to you live from Montgomery, Alabama. And the reason why I do these videos because your money matters. Keep it because you earned it.